Thousands of canceled flights, upending travel plans across the U.S. for so many travelers. NBC's Blaine Alexander joins us now from Atlanta with more on that story. Blaine, what does the aftermath look like right now?
Well, Dom, good morning to you. In fact, it's still going on. We haven't even hit aftermath right now because there are still a number of passengers who are trying to rebook flights and thousands more today who are dealing with newly canceled flights. So the numbers really tell the story in all of this. When you look at the fact that Southwest Airlines slashed more than 70% of their flights yesterday, and already today we've seen more than 2,500 cancellations from Southwest Airlines just today. Now, that's stunning when you look at that compared to the other airlines, just over 300 or so cancellations there for the other airlines. Now, Southwest is saying that this is unacceptable. They said that in a statement. They're apologizing to their customers, but they're also saying that they just can't control the weather. They said that they did what they could to put the right amount of staffing and personnel in place to deal with possibly potential delays, but they say weather is just something that's out of their hands. But the Department of Transportation says in a statement that they are going to be looking into whether these were controllable or uncontrollable circumstances.
Southwest Airlines has been slapped with a record $140 million fine by the Department of Transportation. It's for the operational meltdown during the holiday rush this time last year. Federal officials also ordered Southwest to issue a $75 flight credit to any passenger whose flight is delayed more than 3 hours when it is the airline's fault. The fine is 30 times larger than the previous fine against an airline in history.
Today's announcement is a big penalty and enforcement action related to failures that took place a year ago. But I would also say that over the course of the last year, we've seen much better outcomes than we had a year or a year and a half ago. Part of what we saw with the Southwest breakdown a year ago was that it's not just about the weather, right? The entire system, if you remember where we were right around Christmas 2022, the whole system got clobbered by this major winter storm. But then all of the other airlines got back on their feet quickly. Southwest was a different story, and this is about accountability and, frankly, changing the incentives for airlines to make sure that that can't happen again.
Part of the agreement in this action with Southwest is the creation of a $90 million reserve fund, if you will, a delay compensation fund. Because I know that's something you've been talking with the airlines and pushing them for some time. They've been resistant to that. But now Southwest has said, yes, at least for the next 3 years, we will have this fund where people who are delayed more than 3 hours can receive compensation of like a $75 voucher. How important is that to you in your perspective that this is the next step for the industry in terms of taking care of the passenger?
Yeah, I think it is important. Southwest is going to be leading the industry, if only because they've been ordered to. And we want to see how the industry and the market respond to that. Look, the $35 million cash, that was important because we really feel that the cash penalties in the past haven't been enough to change behavior by some of these companies. So I think the biggest one we'd done historically was Air Canada at about $4.5 million. So this is almost 10 times that. It's a requirement that for the next 3 years, with these $90 million, they go into vouchers, $75 on top of needing to get your meals or hotel or anything like that covered. If you have a long delay and it's the airline's fault, you get that added cash compensation. I want to see how the market responds, how the industry responds, because in parallel, we're working on a rule looking at how this could become an industry standard to have some kind of direct compensation. But we don't want to have to wait on a federal rule to, the process, which can take a very long time to become a reality. And so even though it's part of a penalty action, I'm excited to see this kind of customer benefit.
I think it was President Reagan said, we're from the government. We're here to help.